أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته A7406 Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Is that A7406?
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to please help me read this dua over here. So could you read it yourself?
Yes.
So please start from Ta'awudh and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا
Nafi'a.
نافعا.
Excellent, well done. So we're just elongating because of the alif mud, okay? And can you read the translation for us now?
O Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge. Ibn Majah, verse 8,
Hadith number 900 and...
Hadith number 925.
Excellent, well done. So I'm just going to ask you to remain on the mic. And like I said, in today's class, we will be beginning from Surah Ad-Duha, which is a surah that you covered last week. But I'm aware because of half term, I believe a lot of students were not able to attend the classes. So it's a good thing to just recap as well. So if you could also start reading from a couple of verses from this surah as well. Okay, so if we start from Ta'awudh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Well done. Okay, so just before you start with the surah, I'd like you to just be mindful and careful and remember all the rules that we have learnt so far in our classes, and I'd like you to apply them. Okay, so after every verse, I'll just ask you to pause, and then I'll correct you wherever needed, or just explain any rule that I just want to explain. Okay, so if you start from here, please now.
Wadduha.
Excellent. Okay, so you're joining these two letters, waddu, and then over here, the ha has a vertical fatha, and then there is a stopping sign over here. Now, just to remind ourselves of the rule of waqf on vertical fatha, there will be no change in recitation if the last mutaharrik letter carries a vertical fatha or a vertical kasra. Okay, so in this case, the last mutaharrik letter means the last letter with a stroke on it, is ha, and it carries a vertical fatha, and that means that there will be no change. So this is a rule that is being applied to nearly every, if not every, verse ending over here. So we just need to be careful of that rule. Okay, so I would still read this as ha at the end. Okay, so let's carry on now.
وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَّى.
Yes, so these are two separate letters. So saja.
Saja.
Excellent, well done. Let's carry on.
مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى.
Excellent, well done. So just be mindful of your thick sounding letters as well. This is a thick sounding letter, the qaf. So qala.
Qala.
Excellent, well done. And this ra over here would be a thick sounding letter because, could you tell me why?
Because it's a thick ra.
And why is it a thick ra? Can you remember when ra is thick, which cases?
Because it's got a fatha.
Yes, excellent, well done. Because it has a fatha on it, this ra would be a thick, so it would be rabbuka.
Rabbuka.
Yes, so we're just rounding our mouth a bit when we're reciting this, okay? Excellent, and one more verse, please.
وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ كَمِنَ الْأُولَى.
Okay, well done. That's really good. So over here, when you're joining these two together, first of all, we need to be careful over here that even though this is a tanween, the next letter is lam mushaddad. Okay, so the rule that is applied over here is, let me go to that rule quickly, is idgham kamil. Okay, so when you see noon sakin or tanween, you look at the next letter. If the letter is lam mushaddad or ra mushaddad, then no noon sound or no nasal sound will be produced. So where are we? We're over here. So you can see that over here you have a tanween and the next letter is lam mushaddad. So that means that when you're joining these two letters together, there will be no nasal sound in between. It would simply be rulla, like that. Okay, and just be careful that the lam mushaddad also has a fatha on it, which means that a simple 1 second elongation will take place and no longer. Okay, khayrullah.
Khairullah.
Well done. Excellent. That was really good. Okay, and perfect. Okay, otherwise you're reading really, really nicely. But like I said, just be careful of all the rules that we've learned so far and try and apply them. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Well done. Jazakumullah for your help. Let's choose another student to come on the mic. Let's have N8406. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So that's N8406. Okay, so we'll be starting from the next verse over here. And like I said to our previous students as well, that just be careful and mindful of all the lessons that we've learned so far. So just bear with me for 1 second whilst I admit some more students to the classroom. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start from here. So let's start from Dawood. Sorry, this one.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Well done. Carry on.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Excellent. And we're starting from this verse over here.
ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى.
Okay, well done. So over here, why I've highlighted these two bits is because either you didn't elongate or you elongated a bit too much. Okay, so over here, as you can see that, can you tell me what this is called? This over here, what I've highlighted?
It's a ya.
It is a ya, but it's a special type of ya. Can you tell me?
Do you have to join it to the letter before?
Yes, you do have to join it. And what does that mean? How do you have to pronounce it?
Do you have to elongate it?
You do have to elongate it. So, and what's the rule called?
I'm not really sure, sorry.
Okay, it's called ya mad. Okay, this is called ya mad, which means that, like you said, we have to elongate now. Okay, so could you try this bit again, please?
Yu'tika.
Excellent. Yu'tika.
Yu'tika.
And this ta is a thick sounding letter, so tika.
Yu'tika.
Yeah, yu'tika.
Yu'tika.
Okay, and over here, this kaf, what does it have on it? What's the stroke called?
Should oh wait, no. It's
A fatha, yes?
yeah.
Yes, so this is called a fatha. And how long do you elongate a fatha for?
2 seconds.
Are you sure?
Oh no, it's 1.
1
A
second.
standing fatha is 2 seconds.
Yes, a vertical fatha is 2 seconds. So this is simple fatha. So how would you read this?
So
yes. Rabbuka.
Rabbuka.
Excellent. Well done. Perfect. Okay, otherwise just be careful of your timing. So let's carry on.
Alam yajil qaya.
What letter is this?
Oh, jid.
Excellent. Carry on.
Qayati man fa'ava.
Okay, just a couple of things over here. like I said, this is a dal. And do you remember the rule of qalqala?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me which are the 5 letters of qalqala?
There's kha,
Okay. Let me just
da,
quickly go to that lesson of qalqala so that we can remind ourselves. So qalqala, the 5 letters are
ba,
qaf,
da,
ba,
ba,
jim, and dal. Excellent. Okay. So whenever these 5 letters have a sukoon on them, then we must produce a jerk sound. So this dal is one of the qalqala letters. So jidka.
jidka.
Yeah, so a slight jerk and then you carry on. Okay. And this ya, simply fatha. So ya, 1 second rule applies here. No, don't stretch it more than that. Okay. And over here, I've highlighted this because another rule applies over here. Do you remember the rule that when something has a tanween or a noon sakin and the next letter is a certain letter, then you have to produce a nasal sound for 2 seconds? Do you remember that rule?
Yeah, yeah.
What rule is that?
Isn't it ighram something?
Okay, not idgham, it's called
No.
ikhfa.
Ikhfa.
Yes, ikhfa noon sakin. So let's quickly go to that lesson. So we have ikhfa noon sakin, which is this lesson over here. So this is when you see a noon sakin or tanween, we must look at the next letter. Is it mushaddad? Is it ba? Or is it one of these letters over here in this table? No, then a 2 second nasal sound is produced. So over here, as you can see, this lam has a tanween on it, and the next letter, it's not a mushaddad, it's not a ba, and it's not one of those letters in the table. So you produce a light nasal sound for 2 seconds. So how would you say this now?
Would you still join it to noon?
Yes, so you would still produce the tanween sound, but it would just be a light nasal sound that you hold in your nose for 2 seconds.
Okay.
So try this again.
Yeah, timun.
Okay, so do you see where my hand is over here?
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, there.
Ilun.
Okay, this is ilan.
Ilun.
Okay, actually we're over here, not over here.
Yeah.
I mistake it. Okay, yes, so this is timan.
Timon.
Okay, well done. Okay, so we're just producing a light nasal sound. The reason why I did over here is because the same rule applies over here as well. Okay, so over here, yes, you're right. So you would be a tanween. It is a tanween, but because the next letter is fa, that's why we produce a 2 second light nasal sound when we say this. So let's start again from here and try and apply these rules again.
Okay. Alam yajid qayatimu
Try elongate that.
timu fa'ava
Fa'awa. Yes, well done. Okay, excellent. Let's carry on now.
vavajadaka qasa
What letter is this?
za
Yeah. Carry on.
lo
Okay, let me help you over here. So this is dua, and then it has a mad saghir, madul kabir on it. Okay, that means that we're elongating the sound of dua for about 4 to 6 seconds. Yes, excellent. And then we are joining it to the lam mushaddad. Okay, so elongate, join onto the lam mushaddad, and then of course it has a tanween on it, so we produce that sound as well. So try again.
zalum.
Okay, so it's a fatha then, so it would be a long sound. Okay, dhalan.
Zalum.
Excellent. And you're producing a 2 second nasal sound at the end because again the rule of ikhfa noon sakin takes place, because of course we have tanween and the next letter is fa, so that is why an ikhfa sound or a 2 second nasal sound is produced. So excellent. So just start again from here.
Vavajadaka. Sorry. Jadaka.
Simply don't elongate this. Wawa jadaka.
Vavajadaka Zo, Zolu, Fahada.
Excellent. Well done. That was really nicely read. Okay. So just be careful. First of all, be careful of your timing because, like I said, for example, these four letters over here, each letter has a fatha on it. So all these four letters, including the kaf as well, actually, the kaf also has a fatha. These five letters all have a fatha on them. So they all should be pronounced for 1 second only. Okay. And you need to be really careful of that. And of course, remember the rule of ikhfa nun sakin and try and apply that as well. Okay, excellent. Well done. Jazakumullah for your help. If discipline charge is here, could we have another student on the mic?
Yes, I'm now going to put on A7369.
Jazakumullah. A7369. Assalamu alaikum. A7369. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, let's move on.
I'll put on N8391.
N8391. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, I'm going to ask you to carry on reading. So please start from Dawood and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Excellent. So we're starting from here now.
ووجد عائلا فأخذ
Fa over here. Okay, this is the letter Ghain. So join the alif to the Ghain. Yeah, carry on. Excellent. Well done. So this is noon with a vertical fatha. So when you're pausing, there's no change. So again, you would just recite it as a vertical fatha. Now over here, I've highlighted this bit over here. Can you tell me why?
Oh yeah, because I didn't do the tanween.
Yes, so the tanween rule over here is applied as well, but we just mentioned it with our previous students as well, that we have to apply the rule of ikhfa nun sakin over here because the next letter is fa. So just be careful of that. Ilan fa'aghna.
Ilan fa'aghna.
Yes, excellent. Well done. Let's carry on now.
فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر.
Okay, now this is a qaf, so a thick sounding letter, and also the rule of qalqala would be applied over here because qaf is one of the qalqala letters. So because it has a sukoon, so slight jerk sound would be applied. Taqhar.
تقهر.
Excellent, well done. Let's carry on now.
وأما السائل فلا تنهر.
Okay, well done. Now can you so I've highlighted this. Can you tell me what rule is being applied over here?
I forgot the name of it, but it's when you join the letter with the one before.
Yes, so this has a sukoon on it, so you join the ta to the noon. But whenever a noon sakin comes, we are always told and we're taught to look at the next letter. Okay, and over here the rule of izhar noon sakin would be applied over here. So let's remind ourselves of that rule. So clear pronunciation or izhar noon sakin is when you see noon sakin or tanween, you look at the next letter. If it's any of these letters, so any of these letters in this table over here, then a noon sakin or tanween is a clear sound, so no nasal sound will be produced. So as you can see over here, after this noon sakin over here, the next letter is ha, and over here you can see that ha is one of those izhar letters, which means that the no nasal sound will be held in your nose. So whereas over here where you applied the rule of ikhfa nun sakin and you said la, over here, there would be no nasal sound because the next letter is ha. So this would be tanhar. Okay. Yes, so you're not saying tanhar, that would be wrong. You're saying tanhar. Okay. Okay, so just be careful. Ikhfa nun sakin, izhar nun sakin. We've studied these so much over the last couple of weeks that by now you should all really be applying them whilst you're reciting. Not only applying them, but also knowing why you're reciting them that way. Okay, knowing the rule, because that's very important as well. Okay, now we're on to the last verse. So could you please start from here?
وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ.
Excellent. Yes, this. Excellent. Well done. That was really nicely read. But like I said, just be careful and remember your rules for izhar and ikhfa nun sakin. Okay?
Can I
All
read for Al-Fajr as well?
Okay, so you've had a chance to read today. So you've read, mashallah, 4 verses. So we'll, inshallah, give you a chance to read in another class. Okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, well done and keep practicing. Okay, so now this is Surah Ad-Duha, which we have finished reading. And now what we'll do is we will move on to Surah Al-Fajr, which is our new surah of the day. As with our previous surah that we just done, I'd like you to remember all the rules that we have learnt so far and apply them whilst you're reciting. Okay, and of course we'll have a student on the mic, and then I'll correct you where needed or remind you of a particular rule that I think you that the rest of the students need reminding of as well. Okay, so if you could please have a student on the mic.
Yes, I'm going to put on A7412.
Assalamu alaikum. A7412.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to recite the first couple of verses. So if you start from Tawud.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والفجر.
Okay, well done. Now over here, this is a pausing sign. This is a stopping sign. So what you do is when you're stopping, you look at the last letter, which is of course is ra, and you look at what stroke it has, and it has the stroke of kasra. Now we know that when you're pausing or stopping at a fatha, kasra or dhamma, what happens is that kasra turns into a sukoon. So when it turns into a sukoon, that means that now we are joining 3 letters together. We're joining the fa to the jim, then the jim to the ra. So when you're joining them, you would say as fajr,
Fajr.
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 Yes, so we're having that still sounding the ra at the end, but of course not sounding the kasra, just a simple sukoon. So this would be wal fajr.
والفجر.
Excellent, well done. Let's carry on.
وليال أشر.
Asht.
أش.
Okay, now again, when you're pausing, when you're stopping over here, this kasra then becomes a sukoon, as we know, because we know our pausing rules. This kasra then becomes a sukoon. So again, the same rule applies. You're joining 3 letters together. Ain to the sheen, then the sheen to the ra. So ashr.
أشر.
Okay, so that is a sound that you're going to be making at the end of these 2 verses. Fajr and ashr.
Okay.
Okay, like that. And of course, over here, I've highlighted this lam with a kasraten underneath it. And can you remember the rule that we have to apply over here?
I forgot.
Okay, so the rule that we're applying over here is clear pronunciation, noon sakin and tanween. So when you see noon sakin or tanween, we must look at the next letter. Now, what's the next letter after the tanween over here? Sorry, let me go back to here. What's the next letter after this tanween?
It's an alif. Ain.
Yes, the letter is Ain. Okay, now we know that Ain is one of the letters in this box, which means that no nasal sound will be produced after the tanween. So that means that when I say this, I would simply say this as lin. I would not produce an extended elongation of the nasal sound. So walayalin ashr.
وَلَيَالٍ أَشْرٍ.
Yes, well done. Okay, so this is the rule of izhar noon sakin, or you can also call it clear pronunciation noon sakin, because you are not producing a nasal sound, elongated nasal sound. Okay, so let's carry on now.
وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ.
Watr.
What?
Excellent, well done. So you read this perfectly. So when you're starting off with this verse, what you do is you would kind of ignore this shutdown top and simply pronounce it as a waw with a fatha. So washaf, okay, and then of course at the end over here, this kasra is becoming a sukoon. So you're joining the waw to the ta, then the ta to the ra. So watr,
What?
watr.
What?
Yes, well done. And let's do one more verse, please.
وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ.
Well done. Excellent. So this final sound that you made was perfect. Just like that. Okay. And just to draw everybody's attention to this is a lam. Okay. So even though it's a bit faded over here, it's just to do with the text. This is a lam with a kasra. So wallayli.
وَاللَّيْلِ.
Excellent. Well done. That was really nicely read, mashallah. But just remember your rule of izhar and ikhfa, noon sakin and tanween. Okay?
Okay.
Well done. Excellent. Let's have another student, please.
Yes, I'm going to put on A7398.
Jazakumullah. A7398. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, I'm going to ask you to carry on reciting. So please start off with Ta'awudh and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Yeah.
هل في ذلك قسم ذي حجر.
Okay. Okay. Now over here, this is a scene. So qasa.
قاسم.
Yes. Okay, so this is the letter sin. And over here, how did you read this?
ملي.
Yes, excellent. So this is mulli because again, the rule of idgham kamil would be applied over here because after this tanween, it's a lam shaddad. So because it is a lam shaddad, no nasal sound will be produced in between this, okay? So we'd straight away say mulli like that, okay? Otherwise, well done. Let's carry on.
ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد.
Okay, well done. So just over here, I've highlighted this meme because the rule of izhar meme sakin would be applied over here. So let me just go back to that rule. As you can see over here, clear pronunciation of meme sakin, okay? Or I also said izhar meme sakin. When you see meme sakin, you look at the next letter. Is the next letter meme or is it ba? If the answer is no, if it's any other letter apart from meme or ba, then meme sakin would be a clear sound, or in other words, no nasal sound will be produced. So as you can see over here, after this meme sakin, we look at the next letter. Is it a meme or a ba?
No,
No. So what does that mean?
it will be there'll be no nasal sound.
Perfect. So how would you say this?
ألم تر كيف.
Yes. So you'd say alam tara.
ألم تر.
Yes. So what you're doing right now, you're holding the sound of meme. So don't do that. Just simply say alam.
ألم.
Yes.
ألم
Perfect.
تر.
Yes. So we're not elongating the sound of the meme. That's what it means. Okay. That means alam tara.
ألم تر.
Perfect. Excellent. Now another thing I want to draw your attention to is this last bit over here. So the rule that is being applied over here is waqf on consonant preceded by mud letter. So let's quickly go to that lesson because this rule is being applied at various places in the surah. So the rule is that when a waqf is observed on a consonant preceded by a letter of mud, then prolong your sound by 2, 4, or 6 seconds. And the timing is up to you. It depends on your mode of recitation. So what that means is that over here, as you can see, the last letter before pausing, the letter before that is a letter of mud. So this is an alif mud because ayn has a fatha. So this is an alif mud. And so that means that when I'm pausing at the dal, obviously this kasra then becomes a sukoon like you did. What we can do over here, if we choose to do it, is stretch out the sound of the alif mud for about up to 6 seconds, from 2 to 6 seconds, okay? So I can say this as bi'ad.
Bi'ad.
Yes, excellent. So you can say it for 2 seconds, but it is a rule that you can stretch it for longer than that, up to 6 seconds, okay? And of course, another rule that's being applied over here is also the rule of qalqala. So then when this kasra then becomes a sukoon, then this dal becomes a letter of qalqala because of the sukoon. So when you end your sound on the dal, then do so with a slight jerk sound, okay? So bi'ad.
Bi'ad.
Yes, excellent. So both these rules, the waqf rule and also this qalqala rule, is applied quite a few times in this verse. Okay, so whoever's going to be reading after you as well, I want you to take care of that and just be mindful of these two rules. And these two rules you've learnt before as well, so it's just a revision. Okay, so let's carry on now.
Iwamazatil imad.
Excellent, perfect. So you applied the rule of the waqf on a consonant preceded by a mud letter. So you stretch the sound out for a bit longer than 2 seconds, which is perfect. And then of course we're ending on a dal with the sukoon. So that was a qalqala letter. So you ended with a slight jerk sound. Perfect, excellent. And let's do one more verse.
Allati lam التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد.
Perfect, excellent, mashallah. You're learning really, really well. So just to begin over here, we've seen this before in the Holy Quran, that when the first two letters of the verse are alif and lam, then the alif always has a fatha on it. Okay, so because this alif is blank over here, we would put a fatha on it. So it would be allati, which you did perfectly. And then over here, I've highlighted this meme because this is a clear pronunciation meme sakin, because the next letter is not a meme, it's not a ba, it's a ya. That's why this would be clear pronunciation. So no nasal sound would be held. So simply lam yukh, like that. Okay, and then this qaf over here is a qalqala letter because qaf is one of the qalqala letters. So laq, like that. And then at the end, again, the two rules that we applied, the elongation rule because of the alif mad, and then the dal would be a qalqala letter as well. Okay, excellent. Well done, mashallah. You're doing really, really well. Just keep practicing and keep doing well, okay? Jazakumullah. Can we have another student on the mic?
Yes, I'm going to put on N8376.
N8376. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, I'm going to ask you to carry on reciting. So please start from Dawood and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وثمود الذين جابوا بالثغر بالواد.
Okay, well done. So over here, you can see that after the ba with the dhamma, there are several letters that are blank letters, which means that you have to kind of ignore them whilst you're reciting. And straight away, you're joining the ba to the sad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 letters, vaw, alif, alif, and lam, these are would be blank letters, which means that you would not pronounce them. So you're straight away joining the ba to the sod. So bussakh.
Busakh.
Yes, and then of course at the end over here, like I said to the student previously to you, there's two rules being applied here. One is the rule of waqf on consonant preceded by mud letter, and also the rule of qalqala, because this kasra becomes a sukoon, so this dal is a qalqala letter. So when you're saying this ending to the verse, stretch the wa sound out for about however long you can, and then end on a jerk sound with a dal. So can you just say this bit again?
Bilwad.
Try again.
Bilwad.
Yes. Bilwad.
Bilwad.
Okay, and like I said, the dal, this kasra becomes a sukoon, so this dal becomes a kalkala dal. So wad.
Wad.
Yes, so a slight kind of a jerk sound when you're ending. Okay, perfect. Let's carry on now.
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد.
Yes, excellent. So again, both those rules that we applied over here are also being applied over here. So ending, you'd say tad.
Tad.
Perfect. Excellent. Let's carry on now.
الذين طغوا في البلاد.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. And just remember your thick sounding letters. This is a ta, like that. Okay? طغوا في البلاد.
طغوا في البلاد.
Perfect. Let's carry on.
فأيسروا.
What's this? Sorry, let me just stop you there. Let's try this bit again.
فأيسروا في.
Okay, so this is a letter kaf. Okay, so it's shaped a bit different, but this is the letter kaf. So ak. فأكثروا.
فأكثروا فيها الفساد.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. That was really nicely read, mashallah. So in today's class, we'll just be covering up to verse 13. And then, of course, in the later classes tomorrow and the day after, you'll be carrying on because it's a bit of a longer verse, longer surah. Okay, well done. Excellent. Mashallah, you read really, really nicely. Just keep practicing your rules and try and apply them whilst you're reciting. Okay, well done. Excellent. Jazakumullah. Let's have another student on the mic, please.
Yes, I'll put on N8375.
N8375, Assalamu alaikum. N8375, okay, walaikum salam, okay. So I'm going to ask you to start again from this verse, and I'm going to ask you to recite the first couple of verses. So please start from Tawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والفجر وليال عشر.
Okay, so just one thing over here. Like I said, I've highlighted the lam because the rule that's being applied over here is izhar noon sakin, because the next letter is ayn, and ayn is one of the letters of izhar. So let me just quickly go back to that lesson so we can remind ourselves. So you can see that ayn, as you can see over here, it's one of those letters in the table. So when one of these letters come after noon sakin or tanween, then no nasal sound is produced. Okay, so like you did in your recitation, you elongated the sound of the lin for about 2 seconds, whereas because the next letter is ayn, we do not elongate that sound. Okay, so it would be simply walayalin ashr.
وليال عشر
Perfect. Carry on.
والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر
Well done.
ألم
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to stop you there because, mashallah, you've read a few verses. So, mashallah, well done. Excellent. That was really, really nicely read. And just drawing your attention back to this bit over here. Some students may confuse this bit over here and might think that a nasal sound is to be produced, but we just need to be careful that this is the rule of idgham kamil, where that if the next letter after tanween is lam or ra mushaddad, then we do not produce a nasal sound in between. Okay, but you'd read that really, really nice. You said mulli like that. Okay, perfect, excellent, well done. Just to revise your rule of izhar and ikhfa, mim sakin and tanween, because that will really help to even further make your recitation beautiful. Okay, but otherwise you're reading really, really nicely. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
Yes, I'll put on A7391.
A7391, Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, fine.
Assalamu alaikum. A7391. Okay, you have the mic. A7391, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, let's carry on.
Yeah, I'll put on A7388.
A7388, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to carry on with the recitation. So please start from Tawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات
Okay, let me just pause you there. So over here, just try and take a pause over here. So when you're pausing over here, this kasra then becomes a sukoon. So you join the ayn, stretch it to the, with the because of the alif mad, and then end on the dal sound. So bi'ad.
بعاد.
Okay, well done. So like I said, there was another student that read this verse, and I told them that the rules that are being applied at the end over here are: one, the rule of waqf on consonant preceded by mud letter. So that means that because of this mud over here, we're pausing after it. That means that we can stretch the mud sound out for up to 6 seconds. And then of course, the ending over here, we're ending on a dal with a sukoon. So that means that the rule of qalqala would be applied over here. So slight jerk sound at the end. Bi'ad.
بعاد.
Perfect. And over here, this meme sakin is highlighted because this is a izhar or clear pronunciation meme sakin, because the next letter is not a meme, it's not a ba, so we must be careful not to elongate the meme sound over here. So alam tara.
ألم تر
Perfect. Well done. Let's carry on now.
إرم ذات العماد.
Okay, so the same rule is applying at the end of this verse as well that was being applied over here. So try this again by applying the two rules that we just talked about.
إماد.
Yes, Imad.
إماد.
Perfect. Carry on, please.
التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد.
Okay, so over here, first of all, Allah, perfect. And then over here, this is stretched out for 2 seconds because of the ya madda. So, allati.
التي.
Yes. And over here, this meme sakin is highlighted because again, this is izhar meme sakin. So, no elongation of the meme sound. Lam yukh, like that. Okay. And then of course, over here, this is a qaf with a sukoon. So this is qalqala sound applies over here. Laq, like that. And then at the end over here, remember that, can you try this bit again for me now?
Biladi. No, bilad.
Okay. Now, do you see this alif mad over here?
Yes.
Yes. So what does the alif mad mean?
You elongate it.
Okay, you elongate it. Excellent. So try elongating the sound.
Bilad.
Perfect. Okay. So before you said bilad, which is not right, you have to apply the rule of the alif mad. So bilad.
Bilad.
Yes, because like you did over here and also over here, you apply the rule of qalqala at the end, and of course the rule of waqf on a mad letter as well is applied over here. Okay, well done, excellent. You read really nicely. Let's actually do one more verse now. Actually, no. So we've done 4 verses. So you've read really, really nicely. But just be mindful of your rules of ikhfa and izhar, noon and mim sakin, like I've been telling the other students as well. Okay. Otherwise, well done. Excellent. Jazakumullah. Can we have one more student on the mic, please?
Yes, I'm going to put on N8397.
N8397. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, I'm going to ask you to recite the rest of the surah. Start from Tawad and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد.
Okay, over here, well done. The rest of it was really, really good. But over here, remember that you're elongating and then you're ending on the dal with the sukoon sound, okay? So, wad.
Wad.
Yes, you're elongating for up to 6 seconds because you're pausing afterwards. And then the dal with the kasr, with the sukoon would produce the qalqala jerk sound. So, bilwad.
بالواد.
Excellent. Let's carry on now.
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد.
Okay, perfect. So you elongate it, but remember the qalqala jerk sound at the end. Tad.
تاد.
Perfect. Carry on, please.
الذين طغوا في البلاد.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. Carry on, please.
فأكثروا فيها الفساد.
Well done. So fi halfis. So over here, this ya mud, you need to elongate the fi sound for about 2 seconds, okay? Fi halfasad.
فيها الفساد.
Perfect. And just one more thing as well. Over here, when you're joining the alif to the kaf, don't produce a jerk sound because this kaf is not part of the qalqala letters. This qaf is this qaf over here, but not this one. So this would be fa'aktharu.
فأكثروا.
Perfect. Excellent. That was really nicely read, mashallah. Just keep practicing all the rules that you have learnt so far, okay?
Okay.
All right, perfect. Jazakumullah for your help. So what we'll do now is, because we're coming to the end of our class, I will read this surah once, and I would like to have a student on the mic who will just repeat after me as I read along the surah. And that way you can all have a listen to the surah all at once, okay? So let's have a student on the mic, please.
Yes, I'm going to put on N8395.
N8395, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be reading and I'd like you to please follow behind me, okay? So let's start from Tawud. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
أعوذ
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Wal Fajr.
والفجر
Okay, remember the ra sound at the end. Wal Fajr.
والفجر
Well done. Walayalin Ashr.
وليال أشهر
Yes, Walayalin Ashr.
وليال أشهر
Well done. Washaf'i wal Watr.
والشفع والأطر
Watr.
وطر.
Okay, so just be careful. I know it's a bit of a difficult sound to make, but over here at the end of these verses, you are joining 3 letters together. So waw to the ta and then ta to the ra, and you're all doing it very softly, okay? What?
Okay. Water.
Yes, okay. Just practice that sound, but well done. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرٍ.
والليل إذا يسر.
Perfect, well done. هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر.
والفزال
هل
هل في ذلك
هل okay. هل في ذلك
هل في ذلك
قسم لي.
قسم لي
This is a qaf, so قسم لي
قسم لي
ذي حجر.
ذي هجر.
Well done. So ألم ترى
ألم ترى
كيف فعل
كيف فعل
ربك بعاد.
ربك بعاد.
Excellent, well done. إرم ذات العماد.
إرم ذات العماد.
Excellent. التي
التي
لم يخلق
لم يخلق
مثلها في البلاد.
مثلها في البلاد.
Excellent. وثمود الذين
وثمود الذين
جابوا الصخر
جابوا الصخر
بالواد.
بالواد.
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد.
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد.
أوتاد. Yes, well done. الذين
الذين
طغوا في البلاد.
طغوا في البلاد.
فأكثروا
فأكثروا فيها الفساد.
Excellent, well done. So in today's class we've covered till verse 1 till 13, and mashallah everybody's read really nicely, but as always please remember to revise all the rules that you have learnt previously. So for your homework today, you are please asked to revise the verses that we've done today of Surah Al-Fajr, chapter 89 in the Holy Quran. So that's verses 1 till 13 that we've covered in today's class. And please, as I've said, apply all the rules in recitation, and that way once you practice, the easier it will become. So the more that you practice, the easier it will become, and of course practice is vital for your improvement. And as always, timing is extremely important, and so is pronunciation. So just be careful of those two things whilst you're reciting as well as all the rules that we have learned so far. So we will, so just to remind you again, verse 1 till 13 in the Holy Quran is what we have covered in today's class. So your homework is to please revise those verses of Surah Al-Fajr, chapter 89 in the Holy Quran, whilst you're applying all the rules in recitation that you have covered till date. And of course, any other rule that you know as well. So let's end the class today with a prayer. So if you could please have a student on the mic.
Yes, I'm choosing N8375.
Assalamu alaikum.
Majan, it's me.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to please recite this prayer for me. So please start from Dawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة.
Excellent, well done. So when you're ending over here, this becomes a ha. Okay, this ta marbuta becomes a ha. So we have a mah sound at the end. Well done, excellent, really nicely read. Could we please have the translation as well now?
O Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran, and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Perfect, excellent, very nice recitation. Jazakumullah for your help, and Jazakumullah to everybody who's joined us in today's class. Please make sure that you do your homework, that you are revising each day, every day, so that the more that you practice, like I said, the easier it will become for you, inshallah. So inshallah, see you all again, same time tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.